Hello. Today's lesson is on greatest common factor, least common multiple, and how are they related. Okay, let's get started. So, first thing I'm going to do is find the prime factorization of 30 and the prime factorization of 50. Alright, so 30 is 3 times 10, 3 is prime, 10 is 2 times 5, 3, 2, and 5 are all prime, so that makes 32 times 3 times 5. 50. 50 is 5 times 10, 5 is prime, 10 is 2 times 5, 2 times 5 times 5. Okay, so now I will find the common things between the two of them. Well, we have a 2 and we have a 5. Okay, so to find the greatest common factor, GCF, all I have to do is multiply together the two common things. 2 times 5 is 10. The GCF is 10. To find the LCM, the least common multiple, remember I have to do the uncommon one times the other number. So I can do it either way. I could do 5 times 30, or I could do 3 times 50. I'll do 3 times 50 equals 150, and 150 will be the least common multiple. The reason this works is, in order to get the least common multiple, it has to be a multiple of 30, which means it has to have 2, 3, and 5 in it. And it has to be a multiple of 50, which means it has to have 2, 5, and 5. And I could do 2 times 3 times 5 times 2 times 5 times 5, but that would be 30 times 50. And that would be a much bigger number than I need to do. I don't need to repeat the 2 and the 5, because if I just have 2, 3, 5, and another 5, that would include a 2 and 2 5s, and it would include 2, 3, and 5, and it would include 2, 5, and 5, so that would be the least common multiple. Okay, let's try another one. 30 is 3 times 10, 3 is prime, 10 is 2 times 5, 2 times 3 times 5. 60, 6 times 10, 6 is 2 times 3, 10 is 2 times 5, 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. Find the common things. 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. So, in order to find the GCF, all I have to do is multiply the common things together. 2 times 3 times 5, that's 30. And to find the least common multiple, all I have to do is multiply the uncommon one by the other number. Well, there's nothing uncommon over here, so that would be 1 times 60 is 60, or I could do 2 times 30. This is least common multiple. 2 times 30 is 60. Now notice, 30 is a factor of 60. 60 is a multiple of 30. When you have a case where one of the numbers is a factor of the other number, then the GCF, the greatest common factor, is going to be the smaller number, which makes sense because you obviously can't have a factor bigger than a number, so the number itself must be the biggest possible factor, and since it is a factor of the other number, it must be the biggest common factor also. And also, if one of the numbers is a factor of the other, then the least common multiple has to be the larger number, because obviously it can't be less than the higher number, or it wouldn't be a multiple of the higher number. And we know it's common because the higher number is a multiple of the lower number. So in that case, so again, if one of the numbers is a factor of the other number, the least common multiple is the larger number, and the greatest common factor is the smaller number. Okay, let's try one more. 49 is 7 and 7. 60 is 6 times 10. 6 is 2 times 3. 10 is 2 times 5. So this is 7 times 7. This is 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. Let's find the common things. Oh dear, there are no common things, so the greatest common factor is 1. Remember, these two are called mutually prime. They have nothing in common, therefore the greatest common factor is 1. Now, finding the LCM. Well, the LCM is what is uncommon times the other number. So in this case, it would be 7 times 7, which is 49, times 60. Or it would be 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 49. In either case, it's 49 times 60. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 5 is 29. The LCM is 2,940. When the two numbers are mutually prime, the greatest common factor is 1, and the least common multiple is the two numbers multiplied together, the product of the two numbers. And that makes sense. If they have nothing in common, obviously, the greatest common factor is 1 because 1 is a common factor to all numbers. And if they have nothing in common, then when you're multiplying the uncommon things, you're multiplying everything from one side times everything from the other side. And the least common multiple that they could ever have is when they're multiplied together. And that's the lesson for today.